You're in 4 down territory.
Well, let's get right into it. Sure thing pick of the week. Darren, who is your can't miss sure thing pick for this week?
Well, I've got to go with Texas. To me, that's just a no-brainer. I don't see a way that game doesn't end up being a Texas win. So I'm going to stick with the Texas pick as my sure thing. How about you, Ben? What's your sure thing?
I think that's a good pick. I love Texas Roadhouse. Good steaks.
Is that the hopping little joint down the road? Is that their slogan? I think it is.
I'm going to stick with Eli Drink Wits because of his cerebral nature and his Star Wars references. And I like to say his last name, Missouri Tigers, my sure thing pick.
And they're playing Vanderbilt. So.
That figured into it as well.
Might have a little bit to do with it.
How about your upset pick?
All right, my upset pick, I am going to go with Florida. Like I said, you got a ranked dog. You got to stick with them even if it's on the road. I think Florida pulls off the upset. How about you?
I'm going with Florida as well.
Oh, there you go. Look at that.
What is this wizardry?
There's gators everywhere.
Oh, goodness. I like Kentucky, and I like Mark Stoops, but I think Florida goes in, pulls off the upset. I like the job that Napier's doing.
Yeah, agree completely.
And that takes us to our brown bag pick from last week. Who's yours, Darren?
Well, and I know it's outside of the conference, but Ryan Day, come on, man. Let Lou Holtz talk. That's what Lou Holtz does. Don't feel the need to go after him and correct it and get the last word and all that. Brown bag for you, man. Lou Holtz has been talking for, 125 years. Man, why let it get under your skin? Just leave it be. Move on. No need to go after him. So my brown bag pick is Ryan Day at Ohio State. How about you, Ben?
He is trying to create a narrative,
Yeah.
Ohio State versus the world.
Yeah.
Something that his players can latch on to. My brown bag comes from the same game, Ohio State, Notre Dame, and I alluded to it at the beginning. My brown bag is the Notre Dame coaching staff. How do you only have 10 players on the field when if Ohio State gets in, the game's over?
Yep.
And not only did it happen on one play, it happened on 2 plays.
Yep.
And where did Ohio State run the ball on that game-winning touchdown? Right to the place where that 11th player should have been.
In the words of Scooby-Doo, Ruh-roh Shaggy. That is not a good moment.
We had a whole stadium ready to erupt. The students were fixing to storm the field. Probably don't say fixing in South Bend, but we say it in Louisiana. They were fixing to storm the field. And all of that is like the air just came out of everything. And then to realize they didn't even have the right number of players on the field. That's tough.
Very much so. That's a great brown bag pick. That's a moment you just don't let go. For sure.
So be sure to support your coaches and remind them it's 11 players on offense and 11 on defense. How about we go to our post-game quote of the week?
All right, let's see what the coach had to say, and then we can talk about it.
Very good players.
Kind of silly thing on that fumble return. You almost, I know you almost.
I was on the field. I was mad because we should have thrown a bubble screen, but anyway. I thought the ball was in front of us, and he was running around the corner. I thought the play was dead, and I was yelling at somebody else on the side, and the ball's coming back my way. I said, "Dag, it ain't supposed to happen." But I'm lucky I didn't get ran over. Bad execution on my part. I should have got out of the way.
I like owning up to bad execution on my part. Of course, I would like to give us credit as the Brew and Sports podcast. We did tweet that out and put that out on Instagram pretty quickly that he just showed no form. His feet weren't set. He didn't have his hips low enough. He didn't move toward the player. He obviously got juked and wasn't following the guy's stomach. I mean, there were a lot of things wrong with the form there. I guess he hadn't played defense probably since high school. So, but I love the fact that he can at least joke about it. That was fun.
It was obvious he had no business being on the field.
on many levels.
Great post game quote of the week. Thanks, Darren.